Hey everybody, it's the Cooking Mom, Amy Hanton with Arlo. For the moment, Arlo's hanging out with us and it is Friday and I'm here with an old school kind of a retro recipe. I was just craving comfort food last night and when I was trying to figure out what recipe to do today, it's Friday, it's Lent, so a lot of us don't eat meat on Friday. I was like, oh, I so know what I'm making. It is one of my favorite things, and I don't make it very often, but I do make it for sure once or twice during Lent. It is what I call my terrific tuna casserole, and it's kind of a kicked up version of a casserole that my mom used to make. And I'm so missing my mom, and a lot of my family lives in Arizona because that's where I grew up. So she gets to see me when I do these videos. So Mom, this goes out to you. So before I get to the recipe, which by the way, I think it's the best tuna casserole ever. And I know tuna casserole gets a bad rap. And when I posted on Facebook that I was doing this recipe today, I know there's some tuna casserole haters out there. I get it, I totally do. But I happen to love it, I just do. I mean, not every night or every week, but just once in a while. I don't know, it just feels like complete comfort food, and I was just needing that. But anyway, it is Friday, so I put it out there on Facebook today how we were talking about this morning over breakfast, over coffee, how we're gonna make this weekend feel like a weekend, because Fridays, with all that we're going through, just don't feel like the typical Friday. You get it, you totally get it. So I put out there on Facebook earlier today how are you gonna make this weekend feel like a weekend? And I've been getting such really great responses and really great reminders. First of all you moms and dads and grandparents who are helping out doing the whole homeschool thing, oh my goodness gracious. I don't know how you're doing it. You must have amazing patience. But a lot of you moms and dads said, you know what? The weekend's gonna be great because we don't have to do lessons. So yeah, I didn't think about that. We're all in our own little bubble and thinking about what we're going through. So yeah, all you people who are homeschooling your kids, I bet you're gonna enjoy this weekend. And then a lot of the people that are working said, you know what? It really is the weekend for us because we've been working all weekend. And you are so right. Thank you for working, all you workers. And I heard from a healthcare worker who said actually she's working this weekend because it's her weekend to work. So, oh man, thank you to all of you healthcare workers and everybody, all the essential workers out there. So appreciate what you're doing. You put things in perspective when I was feeling a little bummed about my weekend. Not anymore. So let me know what you're doing this weekend. Comment, share. I'd love to hear what you're doing. A lot of people said you're gonna grill, maybe do a special a dinner. And I love hearing your thoughts on what you're up to. Okay, let's get to the casserole, and then I'm gonna tell you who our big winner is. We have a winner in our first Nesco giveaway contest. So first let's talk about casserole and get to it. So this is a really easy recipe, but it's a little different than a lot of tuna casseroles. And I'll kind of explain why as we cook it up. And I love you guys who are cooking together with me. That's fun. I put the recipe on Facebook as to what I'm doing about 9 in the morning. So you know what? Maybe you gather the ingredients and cook with me when we do these. I try and do these at around 3:30 every day. And if I'm gonna do it this weekend, like I said, we may be taking a couple of hikes, getting out there and enjoying things. So if I do it at a different time, I'll make sure and give you the heads up on Facebook. But I'm trying to do these every day live from my kitchen here in Sheboygan. And most of the recipes I'm doing are really easy breezy, cooking from my pantry. Although next week, I'm actually gonna focus on a lot of recipes perfect for Easter. Maybe you don't wanna do a whole ham. Maybe you just it's just too much, or you don't have a big group coming. We're just gonna have just a couple of us, maybe even 2 for Easter. So I'm gonna keep that in mind, and I put together a whole bunch of different alternative recipes for Easter brunch and Easter dinner, and I'm gonna be cooking those live next week here on Facebook. All right, so my onions and my celery are starting to kind of cook down a little bit, and this is kind of an old school recipe. So my mom was a huge fan of garlic salt. And so, if you want to use fresh garlic, you certainly could. But I'm gonna go old school and put some great garlic flavor in here with a little garlic salt, or you could do garlic powder. And some freshly ground black pepper. And at home, you'll just want these to cook for a minute or so. I'm just gonna check on the one we've got in the oven. Oh yeah, it looks so good. So drum roll, please. A big thank you to everyone who entered our first. I thought, you know what, with all we're going through, let's do something fun. So we started a giveaway. So our thank you to everybody who registered or signed up this week. And we gave away a 6-quart Nesco roaster. And the big winner, and we let her know by email, but maybe you're watching right now. Congratulations to Brandy for entering the contest and our first winner. And everybody who entered, if you signed up for the contest on Facebook, you will be entered the entire time. So you don't have to sign up on Facebook every time. We're gonna be doing this for 3 more weeks on Facebook, but we do have an added bonus. So I added an extra contest on Instagram. So now you have double the chances to win. So if you go to Instagram, follow me on Instagram, just search for The Cooking Mom. We are giving away 4 more Nesco appliances. So head to my Instagram page. I put a lot of different stuff on Instagram besides just on Facebook. So follow me on Instagram and you could win another one of my favorite Nesco appliances. All right, back to the onions and the celery. And at home you want to do this for about 5 minutes. So a couple of ways this recipe is a little bit different is I'm adding a little bit of wine, just some dry white wine or any kind of white wine that you may have around the house. Can you leave it out? Absolutely. But it kind of deglazes the pan, gets all the yumminess from the celery and the onions, and just kind of adds a layer of flavor. That's why we cook with wine and beers, because it adds a whole nother layer of flavor. So there you go. And I'm bringing it up to a boil so the alcohol cooks out. But if you don't have wine, you don't want to cook with it, you can completely leave it out. So the other thing I'm adding is a lot of the old school recipes for tuna casserole called for 1 can of cream of mushroom soup. So you'll notice a lot of my casseroles, and I am the queen of casseroles, and I put up a whole bunch of actually really delicious, kind of kicked up, company-worthy casseroles on my website for Easter. But a lot of my casseroles have a lot of liquid and a lot of extra flavor. I think we've all tasted that casserole, and maybe even a tuna casserole that just was okay, a little bit boring and a little bit dry. So you're gonna notice a lot of my casseroles, instead of the 1 can of soup, will call for 2 cans. And they'll also have quite a bit of liquid. That's because when the casserole bakes in the oven, you're gonna get a nice creamy casserole. I don't like a casserole that's dry as the Arizona desert. I just don't. So that's my solution, to add quite a bit more liquid, especially when your casserole has, in this case, noodles or rice or potatoes. So there's a little tip for you. Add a little more liquid if you want a nice creamy casserole, and then get every little bit of mushroom soup out of there. Just don't want my, oh, it's getting all brown and yummy. Don't want my potato chips on top of this to get too brown. So now I'm adding some milk, about 2 cups, but I've got a little extra just in case. And I'm gonna whisk this all together. So one of the things that is happening this weekend is my boss and the folks at Fox 11, for those of you who probably know, I host a cooking show, Fox 11 Living with Amy, out of Green Bay, Wisconsin. I've been at Fox 11 for 28 years, started as a newscaster, and then the last 12 years started to do a cooking lifestyle show, Fox 11 Living with Amy. And because, you know, my bosses and everybody at Fox 11 and Sinclair Broadcasting decided that, you know, like everybody else, only essential workers need to be there. My show right now is not live, and that's why I'm doing these recipes in my kitchen. So anyway, they decided to do something really fun, and this Sunday, they're actually airing, if you're a Packers fan, and I am, I'm a cheesehead. If you're not, I'm sorry, but it's gonna be fun to watch anyway. Anyway, the Packers Super Bowl game against Pittsburgh. I think the game was about 12, it was 2010, I think. It was in Dallas, and oh my gosh, I'll never forget it. Actually, from some of my colleagues from Fox 11, like Rachel Monick, was actually there in Dallas. So anyway, really gonna be fun that they're airing that on Sunday. So there's something to do and look forward to on Sunday. Also, my goodness, I am again out of shows. Watched Tiger King this week on Netflix, and then just finished Ozark on Netflix. So keep those ideas on what to watch coming. You guys have given me some really great ideas, and I appreciate it. Okay, back to the tuna casserole. I feel like I'm doing a lot of chatting. So in goes, this is just one bag of egg noodles. You could also use macaroni noodles. This is what we happen to have in the pantry. You could use shell pasta. It's up to you what kind of noodles you want to use. But one caution, do not overcook your noodles. In fact, I kind of undercook them because, again, they're going to bake again in the oven. Ooh, how are my chips doing? Still looks so good. So, and you notice this is all really nice and creamy. And I'm actually going to add a touch more milk because I do not want a dry casserole. So you can kind of just tell. Right now you're saying, wow, that looks really soupy. Trust me on this. Just trust me. When it bakes in the oven, those noodles will, soak up that liquid. So my good friend Don, who I used to see at a coffee shop I used to go to, stay-at-home dad, flagged me down one day after he made this amazing, he was so excited about making a homemade mac and cheese casserole, and he said to me, Amy, I was so bummed. I pulled it out of the oven and the entire casserole was super dry. It wasn't creamy. I said, Don, I'm telling you, it may seem creamy when you're putting it all together, but add some extra milk or heavy cream or liquid, because when it bakes, you can have that issue. Okay, so then we've got some tuna. One big can of tuna or two little guys. Really drain that tuna well. Sometimes I'll even rinse the tuna with some water. I'm gonna come in here because I'm a black pepper nut. Do a little extra black pepper and a little extra garlic salt, but that's totally up to you. Again, this is your casserole, your tuna casserole, so make it how you like it. Hey, did you guys get my newsletter today? All you new subscribers, I hope you enjoyed it. It's something that a lot of people might not know about, but every Friday I send out a newsletter, and it's chock full of all sorts of recipes and ideas. In one of my blogs, if you're dyeing eggs this weekend, I know a lot of people do that, I have the perfect way to do your hard-boiled eggs. So I've got some tips and tricks on how to boil hard-boiled eggs. And you can just go to my website, thecookingmom.com, and you'll see that blog right on the home page there. And I love hearing your secrets and tips and sharing mine. So, boy, I miss dyeing eggs with the kiddos. And one more thing, okay? What happened? Eggs are super expensive. Does anybody know what the deal is? I went to the grocery store, and I'm trying to go to the grocery store as little as possible and use everything I have in my pantry and my refrigerator and my freezer, because, going to the grocery store is scary. You want to go and get out, and you just don't want to, you want to go as little as possible. But anyway, I noticed eggs were so expensive. Is it just me here in Sheboygan, or are they expensive everywhere? Let me know. And I so appreciate it too when you give me a thumbs up, when you give me a wow. It means the world to me. I've gotten so many nice comments that you're enjoying these videos, and I'm just going to keep doing it because it gives me a sense of purpose, and it forces me to shower, and I just feel like if it's something I can do to brighten your day and give you a quick, easy recipe, I'm just going to keep doing it. Okay, I do this in a nice big 9x13 casserole, or just a nice big casserole dish. Do you like peas? I happen to love peas. These are just frozen peas that I always keep frozen vegetables in my pantry. So I am a lover of peas in my tuna casserole. Some people do not. If you do not like peas, shame on you. No, I'm just kidding. There are pea haters out there, so you can completely just leave the peas out. No big deal. I'll love you either way. So in goes, this makes a nice big batch, and it reheats really well, by the way. And, oh, I hope I didn't go overload on that. No, I think I'm okay. Probably could have gotten a little bit bigger of a casserole dish. I'm just going to spread it out a little bit. But you see all that liquid? That is going to give us a super creamy casserole once this bakes. All right, so I'm going to load this up with some shredded cheese. And then one of my favorite things about this casserole is, total confession. growing up and still to this day, I love potato chips. Whenever I have a tuna salad sandwich, gotta have potato chips. And sometimes I'll even put some potato chips in the sandwich so we get a little crunch. I know. It's naughty, but it's so good. So when you get down to the end of a bag, any kind of potato chips you have, we love in our house the salt and vinegar chips, or these, I love anything with sour cream and dill, but any kind of potato chips you have. And if you don't have potato chips, you could use crushed crackers, crushed croutons, breadcrumbs, but I love the potato chips on top of this. So, oh yeah, we're still doing good in there. Right on over the top, some crushed potato chips. If you're making this ahead, don't put the potato chips on until right before baking. So if you're, making this in the morning, you're gonna bake it at night, you'll get soggy potato chips, and I'm not a big fan of soggy potato chips. So, all right, time to show you what this bad boy looks like. Boy, I kind of made a mess in my kitchen today. Did Arlo come back for the tuna casserole? You never know when he's gonna show up. Oh my gosh, I know. Is this a thing of beauty? So my mom, Babs as we call her, Barbara Ann, I missed you so much. It's been a rough year for my mom. She got sick and she was in a hospital for quite a while, but she is doing so much better. I got to see her over the holidays, and Mom, I made this for you today, and I really wish I could give you a big old plate of it. Hugs to you and everybody in Arizona, my Arizona family. Now, my mom would serve this with a dollop of sour cream. Yeah, to this day I put a little dollop of sour cream on mine, and then a little lemon pepper. And I was so excited to hear that my good friend Christine, the happy cookie lady, also put a little lemon pepper on her tuna casserole. I thought we were the only ones to do that, but lemon and fish goes together. So anyway, that's just how we did it in our house. I will see you back here tomorrow and Sunday. I'm cooking every day from my kitchen, sharing lots of recipes and ideas. As I mentioned, next week I've got the ultimate Easter ham glaze recipe, some alternatives to Easter ham, just some really fun, different, delicious recipes for Easter, being that we're not probably a lot of us doing the traditional Easter gathering. And again, if you're looking for how to have perfect hard-boiled eggs every time, I've got a blog on it, and you can just head to my website. Oh, and don't forget Instagram, another chance for you to win one of my favorite Nesco products, but you gotta go to the Cooking Mom on Instagram. Just put it in the search button, and then you just have to follow my page. I know it's not your traditional Friday night, but I hope you can just relax a little bit. My hearts and thoughts and prayers are with all of you during this incredibly difficult time. Take care, and we'll see you. Oh, I'll be here for a half hour or so. I love chatting with you after we're all done here. So I'll hang out on Facebook, and I'd love to chat with you. Have a lovely afternoon and Friday night. Take care, everybody.